Do you have the right to bear arms in the UK? Hello preppers, welcome back to another video. And no, I'm not talking about bear arms on the beach. I know I'll get one of those comments if I don't mention it. Bearing arms in the UK, just like the Americans, people have been commenting on my stuff when I've talked about self-defense on our firesides and stuff like that, and they're constantly spouting the same thing. You've got the right to bear arms according to the English Bill of Rights, which was passed in 1689. Now, the English Bill of Rights passed in 1689, passed in the aftermath of the revolution to overthrow the Catholic King James II. It allows, and specifically if we go to the Bill of Rights here, the subjects which are Protestants may have arms for their defence, suitable to their conditions and as allowed by law. So this was to restrict the English crown for having a standing army, and therefore the military control and taxation and stuff like that all fell into the hands of Parliament, and that's where we ended up with a monarchy that was more tourist attraction than ruling the nation. Now, because it's got that stipulation based on the law, and the law is written and set by the government, this is where the crossover and the clash is. People citing the Bill of Rights is the same as people citing the Magna Carta. Yes, originally written text, but it's not like the Bill of Rights that they have in the United States. Even that has amendments, but it is just a foundation that started. It's no longer valid. It may be valid in the very basic degree at the start, but then you've got to add all the laws and take them into account afterwards. You can't say, because of this Bill of Rights, I can ignore all these laws. So people saying, oh, you can have arms, you've got the right to bear arms, in the comments, you're simply wrong. And for whatever reason, and for different reasons, different factors, different things that have happened over time, the actual UK laws when it comes to weaponry is massively restricted. I've still yet to find the reference or the incident that sparked us banning pepper spray. I still think that's ridiculous. I'm still an advocate for the petition, which I will link once again below in this video. Make sure you sign the petition. Let's get them talking about it at least. The main one in the UK at the moment that's on everyone's lips is knife crime, of course. That's knife crimes, everything with current incidents going on. So what is illegal to carry? So you can't carry any sort of locking knife, any sort of fold-out blade that locks in place, regardless of the size of it. Fixed blade knives are also illegal to carry in public without a valid reason. I'm not going to give you the valid reason. I'm not going to say use this as an excuse, because that uses them, give them the reason to point a finger at me. But it has to be a legitimate, valid reason. Of course, we have a remit of band knives, band blades specifically, which are only in place so they can feel like they've done something. Yeah? Or we've had a terrible knife incident. We're going to ban this specific type of knife. Look how great we look. This is such a body's law based on a tragic accident that happened. But if they hadn't been killed with that kind of blade, it would have been a kitchen knife. It would have been something else. It's ridiculous. You just simply can't ban knives. It makes no sense. But they have, and they've banned, the ban includes things like flick knives, butterfly knives, zombie blades, and other disguised knives, like you used to get the sword in the cane and stuff like that. And recently, ninja swords. Penalties, of course, are quite hefty prison sentences, an unlimited cap on the fine, and in some very, very rare cases, deportation. Knives themselves are kind of controlled in the fact that you have to be over 18 to buy them, and you have to prove that age to the seller. Often, we're talking about bearing arms, we think of our American cousins who have the right to bear arms and still enact that in a lot of states. Now, over here, we can still have firearms, we can still have shotguns, we can have a Section 1 license, which is like for rifles and things like that. There's even a type of pistols we can have, either for humane dispatch purposes or long, like extended ones for range shooting and sports. The licensing and ownership all goes through the correct channels and the police, and you have to have proper checks when it comes to shotgun certificates, section 1s, anything like that. You have police checks, you have license conditions, and you have to have a good reason yet again. You cannot say that I want this in case somebody breaks through my door and I want to render them into red mist. It's just not gonna fly. It's for hobbies, it's for shooting, clay pigeon shooting, it's for things like that, competitive shooting, etc. Which is fully justified. I love going out to a range. I love doing anything like that. Of course, we have prohibited sections like we do with the blades as well, and that's small firearms, standard kind of pistols and stuff like that. The most common ones you would see in the United States. We had a tragic incident over here, Dunblane, where someone shot up a bunch of kids in the school, and yeah, he was one nutter that basically got the blanket ban on everything. Often it's what this government or any government is waiting for, an incident that they can jump on and say, right, that's our excuse, let's ban them. Disarming the nation absolutely one step at a time. So there's automatic and semi-automatic firearms. Some automatic and semi-automatic firearms require additional permission from the Home Office for possession. So there's added rules for stuff like that, and some you just simply won't get. There's age restrictions, of course, air weapons as well, even air rifles, air pistols, stuff like that. They must be below 12 foot-pounds for air rifles and 6 foot-pounds for pistols when it comes to their muzzle energy. I think that works out at about 16 joules. They're not technically classified as firearms, so you don't require the license here in England, but I know that they've started doing that in Scotland, where you have to have a special license for air weapons. And again, people under 18 must be supervised, etc. Some very interesting twists to the age restrictions are some of the exceptions. On private property, a minor can use a shotgun with the landowner's permission. Approved clubs, minors can use a firearm if an approved club or cadet corps has given them permission. So, bottom line is, please don't land yourself in hot water thinking this Bill of Rights has anything to stand on at all. Unfortunately, it doesn't. I genuinely think we should have a Bill of Rights with amendments, with it rewritten, made for more of a modern day. I really do think we should have the right to bear arms. I do think we should have the right to defend ourselves by any means necessary when it comes to our life. That feels to me like a human right. And they're taking that away from us because we have such a safe country and the police are on call and can be there in seconds to save your life. Allegedly. As much as I hate it, I have to say, a lot of the things that are in these old documents that people cite in the comments saying, well, you do have the right to bear arms, look at the English Bill of Rights. It makes no difference to our everyday life. The law is still the law. Hope that clears some things up. Thanks for watching another video, and I'll see you in another one really soon. Goodbye.
Yeah.